Any form of Christian discipleship must be thoughtful and must be something which is borne out in practices. Far too often, particularly I think in the evangelical world, we tend to want to put things in different compartments. We have the compartment that has to do with my intellectual formation. We have the part or the compartment that has to do with my ecclesiastical practices, what I do at church on a Sunday. Then there's the other compartment to do with the relationships that I have. So we tend to live in these sort of like fractured lives, as it were. And I think Christian discipleship is about breaking down those barriers and having a life that's lived holistically, and having a life where all of these things are part of one joined up sort of whole. The Christian experience should be an experience that's lived out in such a way that what I'm thinking and reflecting on intellectually is borne out in practical ways in the kind of life that I lead and the kind of relationships that I have, the kind of communities that I'm part of, all of those sorts of things. So often in the Christian life, we can find ourselves in contexts and situations where all we know are a certain community and the assumptions that they have, and those outside are the other, and we treat them as the other. And sometimes that can lead us to have a rather kind of ingrown and perhaps sometimes even misshapen way of thinking about various really important things that have a theological dimension. And so being able to be in a space like we have at Fuller, where you are confronted with the other, as it were, and not merely as someone who has other views that are different from your own, but as someone with whom you have to engage, and someone who, it turns out, has good reasons for views that are not your own. And that causes you then to reflect and think, wait a minute, have I got this right? Do I need to adjust my own thinking? Are they right about certain things after all? It's only when we're able to speak to one another in a kind of collegial and friendly manner, when we're able to reach across the barriers and ask those with whom we disagree, why do you think that? Let me understand you. Let me get a better sense of where you're coming from. It's only when we do that that I think we'll really make progress. I think it's exciting being in situations here in the classroom where you begin to see that happen. And then you see that kind of meeting of minds. That's terrific to be a part of that.